Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Germany and the Hockenheim Ring, the host of round 10 of the 2024 GPVWC Superlights season. My name is Edward Hunter, filling in, of course, for Ross McIntyre, who can't be with us tonight, unfortunately, but alongside me is broadcast director Heigo Poom, and the one, the only, the Super League race winner, of course, who also provides excellent insight in the co-commentator role. It's Carlos Martin. So, Carlos, first, let's go through a little bit of housekeeping because we saw two big penalties at Silverstone for Loic Monnier and Alessandro Maggio, and that meant the winner from Silverstone is, in fact, Sandeep Singh, who crossed the line in third position. That must have been a big surprise to you. I'm sure it was to a lot of people, not least Sandeep himself.
Yeah, the Road to Formula Team Boss wins again. I mean, there's no surprise on that. He's been doing a great season overall, and he's there still contesting for the championship. He has still a long way to go to catch up on Alex Lehoux, but he will still give it a good fight. And that's a shame for Maggio and for Loic because they did awesome races, but at the end there were really tight contacts, and that resulted in a penalty. But today we are here at Germany, and what can we expect? We can expect something very different compared to Silverstone. We have a really high tire wear ratio track. We are expecting a lot of pit stops today, and we are also expecting a lot of overtakes today. Overtaking today is really doable and a real possibility. So I expect a lot of fights, and this will be a less strategy-wise race compared to Silverstone Barcelona, but it will be really interesting. Still, qualifying really important. Who is your favorite, Edward, for today?
Oh, well, it's hard to look past Lehoux, isn't it? Even though he made that mistake right at the end, we were saying 42 perfect laps at Silverstone, and then on the 43rd lap there was that small mistake which led to all that drama at the end and the incident that ended up with this man, Alessandro Maggio, being penalised for pushing Lehoux off track, getting, I think it was a 10-second penalty in the end. So Monnier got a 5-second penalty and finished third, and I think Lehoux ended up, Maggio, ended up fifth in the end, rather than second. So that shows you how much time they lost. But funnily enough, both still ahead of the other two title contenders, Lehoux and Mayer, who are 6th and 7th, of course. So Jack Mayer must be really annoyed that he didn't get any 3 positions of all the penalties. But nonetheless, I'm sure Jack Mayer is going to be another big threat for the Spark Racing team because they'll be eager to get back into second and become that main challenger to Lehoux once more, as he, the reigning FS1 champion, has proved at a couple of points this season, most notably in when he won in Canada, of course.
Correct. I think we cannot sleep on Alessandro today being very strong in qualifying, and a good news is seeing Heigo really strong again in the free practice. He was a bit slower in Silverstone compared to his other performance like Barcelona or Silverstone. So having him back into the fight, it's always good news. As we see Alex Lehoux starting his first qualifying lap, we will see first corner in 7th gear. You want to take a bit this curb on the outside. It's really tricky because the car bounces a lot and drags the floor a lot. Here, late braking, you actually want to go a bit wider instead of keeping it tight to keep more speed, but still really good sector. 404, we're looking for high point 2s in sector 1 to actually for qualifying. Braking really late after the 100 meter mark, loses a bit the rear end. This is so far not the greatest lap from Alex. It will be a great bank lap though. We're heading into Mercedes-Benz Arena. We really brake late again. We carry on speed into sector 2. Here, really tight. You want to keep the rear really gripped. And then we head into the really fast corner here, 7th gear, and then into this corner here on the left. Too much steering input, so he's gonna lose the rear end of the car, and we head into the last right-handed where you want to keep a lot of speed and then finishing the lap in position number 2 so far. It's a 1:14.67 for Alex and 0.62 for Meunier so far, as we see Wasserman finishing the lap right now in a 15.6. I think we have seen quite some mistakes from Alex in that lap. I think he has quite some time to improve in there.
Yeah, but even with those mistakes, Carlos, as you say, he's only 53 thousandths behind Loic Meunier in the Red Ven car, which, as we know, a lot of teams have been applying updates as the season has gone along. And we know Red Ven is definitely one of them that Sandeep Singh, boss of Rotor Formula, of course, decides which areas to spend all those update points they get across their performance across the season. He was worried about Red Ven going into this one, as you were telling me just before the broadcast started. We look at Remco Deseo crossing the line in 7th position for the Fusion team. And remember, of course, in Fusion last round, they had who was it that Fusion had? It was Ruven Machete, wasn't it, that was filling in at Fusion?
Yes.
I think it was for Remco the last minute last round. He ended up getting, of all the penalties, ended up getting a top 4. Bizarrely, just missed out on the podium, if I'm not mistaken. So it was a really excellent performance from Ruven, who of course has competed in Super League before. So he's a very, very high quality driver, Ruven Machete. As we look at Maggio now, about to begin his first flying lap then. Into Nord Curve he goes. So easy to just fly over the curb there, as we saw a lot of drivers get into trouble with track limits in some of the other classes in FS2 and FS1 last week. Now towards Parabolica, and out of turn 3 we go. You'll see Maggio go right to the left, opening the DRS. He's trying to get the shortest run. Stick to here because it becomes the outside for the hairpin, of course. Now this is where he needs to make sure he gets the braking spot on here. Sees the braking point, gets to the apex. All neat, tidy, and under control for Alessandro Maggio. So that means it must be quick, because when he's pushing, Maggio is just an absolute fearsome force to be reckoned with then. Into Mercedes-Benz Arena we go. And the rear just starting to step out and complain a little bit. So maybe the softs need to be sort of bedded in quite carefully on the outlap here. Just staying within the track limits.
That was a cut.
Oh, okay, so he did cut through Mobile 1 then.
I'm pretty sure it was. But, well, you know, sometimes the track does funky stuff, so maybe he didn't get the cut, but it was definitely out of bounds, and that will be 14.77. That puts him in 4th place. At the end of the day, what it matters in this track is the actual how the game interprets if you are on track or not. As we see Loic starting his lap on 7th gear into the first corner. That was a really, really, really nice first corner. And then braking into turn 2, going a bit wide. That's actually the line you want to make. You're carrying a lot of speed, improving 22 thousandths, heading into Parabolica turn 5. And then into the infamous hairpin, which I hate with passion. And here he goes braking really late, going a bit too wide, doing a bit of late apex, but too wide. And now heading into the Mercedes-Benz Arena, braking late and carrying speed into this corner. Good exit, a bit of wobble there, and then heading into 11 Mobile 1, good speed, taking a lot of curb, braking late into Sachs. Losing the rear. That's a shame. He was improving 44 thousandths. He was going for a mid.5, and now we'll abort the lap and we'll have. And as we see Vincent Gatt finishing his attempt, that will be a 15.27, which places him in P9 currently. Mateusz Pichon finishes the lap 15.2, P9, so it takes the place from Vincent. As we see Dennis Urban, who's been doing pretty nicely lately. He's doing good performances in the previous rounds. He's heading into the last 2 corners right now. It will be somewhere close to the P9, P10 that they're currently fighting. It goes really wide into the last corner, and that will be a cut. I think it was certainly very white. I think that was a cut. So
came out recently, made his Super League debut, finished just outside the points in 16th, but his best result this season, 9th in Imola, and last time at Silverstone he got another point in 15th there. So Dennis Urban is really getting it together for PZZW in his first season of GPV. Of anywhere, I think, in the GPV ladder. But Sandeep Singh is looking very, very strong in the middle sector. Oh, just onto the curb and skateboards into the final corner and cuts across the grass going to the pits. That was a Lewis Hamilton style indecision there of whether or not.
That was after the bollard. That's a bit complicated. As we see Loic starting the lap. Loic has been really, really awesome in Sector 1. Probably he's using a pretty stiff configuration of the car. Goes again really amazing. And that's the perfect way to take turn 1 with this kind of cars. And it's really difficult. It's not easy to actually nail it. Let's see his Sector 1 improving 21 thousandths. His prior lap was improving 22. So he's just right there, really consistent. Going for an improvement and trying to secure this pole position for now, heading into the hairpin, a bit better than before. Nice exit, a bit sloppy there. Let's see how he goes into the Mercedes-Benz arena and braking late again, carry on speed. Now time for a good exit, better than before. Here clipping the curb is not the best of ideas, and still improving 32 thousandths. Heading into Sachs right now and braking late. You want to keep the car really into the inside, into the banking. Nice exit here and heading into the last 2 corners. This should be an improvement unless a mistake happens here, which will not. Nice exit, and this will be a 14.55, and that's a good lap time.
It's very good. Lahu also improved, but only he was still 3 thousandths behind Loic Monier's previous best, and he shattered that out of the water, as you say, Carlos. So pole currently by 74 thousandths. We've not talked about this man much. Currently leading the second row of the grid, Jan Dragoon, who was, of course, promoted to second last time out at Silverstone. He's actually ahead of Maggio in the Drivers' Championship. In 6th position as Dragoon goes well wide over the curb there in the middle sector there. So that's just coming out of turn 10 there. So that's going to compromise him here at least by a tenth or two.
Yeah, well, I think that's about the lap. I don't think you have pretty much options to actually improve your lap time when you do such a mistake. As we see David Fidok actually going for a small improvement on his lap, currently in P7, heading into the last section of the track right now, boarding the lap at the end. Jack Mayer actually also not improving, and currently in P6, although he goes to finish the lap, so surely he is really, really close to actually improve his lap time, and he goes for a 14.85. Nice improvement in Sector 3, actually purple there, and yeah, that's an improvement on lap time. And as we see, Vincent Gall actually going for a really, really, really good lap, which would put him between Jack Mayer and Sandeep Singh if the Sector 3 is actually good finishing. Let's see, that's a bit of lacking of speed on exit, but still P9, I think, yeah, plus 3 tenths on Jack on the last sector. Those were the 3 tenths for this P6. So we see Maggio plus 1 tenth in Sector 1, braking late into the hairpin. Bit too tight, clipping the inside curb. You don't want to really clip that inside curb, that pushes you a bit too off. Heading into the Mercedes-Benz arena, once again, braking late. Want to carry a lot of speed. Clipping the curb there, it's not the greatest of ideas. And losing a bit of traction. I think he's forcing a lot. He's still there in the fight. Just 1.5 tenths off the leading time of Loic Munier. And he has a difficult exit. And now heading into the last 2 corners. Where is he gonna go? And he decides that he will have a greater chance if it goes again. And here goes Loic entering again. That's surprising.
They're quite early because it's again in the pits because there's only 2 minutes 20 seconds left in the session, of course. So that's really only time for one more flying lap when we see Lehu exiting the end of the pit lane there. But it's interesting. I was just looking at Lehu's sector times compared to Mounier on their best laps, and it was really the first sector where Lehu was losing a chunk of time, like over a tenth. He gains a lot of it back in sectors 2 and 3, actually. So I don't think Mounier's got this done and dusted yet. It's very, very tight between them. I wonder if Maggio may have been practicing for a certain other championship that concludes this Sunday that he's in the in contention for. But anyway, so that might be why he's looking a little bit rusty in some of these corners. Although to be fair, 4th position, no slouch whatsoever. As Dragoon coming through the final corner now. This could be his penultimate lap about to be completed here as he crosses the line with 1 minute 30 left to go. Nice. And a very, very good final sector that secures him 3rd position then. 73 thousandths behind Alex Lehu then. So it's all pretty even. Minuscule margins really separating the top 5, top 6 actually. I think Maya's still in this as well.
Yeah, let's see. I think anything can happen in this last attempt and everyone is going for it, although Jan will not have an extra attempt. That's session over for him. And now everyone else will try to go for their last attempts. Loic, Maggio, Alex, everyone is going for the last attempts as we're seeing Alex Lehu going for his last lap. Going pretty nicely into turn 1. He needs to really attack here. He brakes really early and he keeps it a bit tight. I think this is where he's lacking. He's lacking there. Although he improves, and he's only 54 thousandths off from Loic Mounier currently, and he's heading into the hairpin. Late braking, really late braking. Really nice turn in and good exit. So this might be it.
It could well be. I think it was that first corner that Lehu's sort of struggling with, wasn't it? Because he's getting very, very far on the curb on the left-hand side. And exit into Mercedes he goes, and it's looking much more hooked up than previous attempts through there, through turn 10. A little bit of instability, has to wait to get on the power then, and now into Mobile 1. He hooks the inside curb, make sure he stays within track limits, checkered flag out. Sandeep Singh is setting a purple middle sector. Mounier sets a purple first sector, but Lehu now has only got 2 more corners now to negotiate then through the sud curve, the south curve, and into the final corner. Get on the power as early as he can without just keeping it in track limits. Across the line we go, and it's provisional pole for Alex Lehu, but Mounier is still coming. There's Sandeep Singh, 7th fastest then. So that will have to do for the second road to formula. But here comes Mounier in the red then, and he's down a little bit in the middle sector. So it's all down to the final couple of corners. Through the Sachs curve he goes. The rear just complaining ever so slightly. And now into soft curve. Joseph Herlock goes 8th fastest in the second valet then. At the final corner we go. Is Mounier going to be able to retake pole position? No! It's a fraction too slow. It's quicker. It's 16 thousandths of a second, but it's Alex Lehu who takes pole position here at the Hockenheim ring. Vincent Gutt just displaces Joe Herlock for 8th position at the end there. And here's Mateusz Piskazan, who's significantly down in the middle sector, as is Kasper Kuritz. So they're going to stay where they are. We also saw Stephen Lexell in the barrier missing huge chunks of his car. So I assume that was just him celebrating a bit that 6th position. So good, strong qualifying for Redven, but it's road to formula on top, Carlos.
Yes, Redven showing that they have a really good pairing right now and also a really improved car for these rounds. But Alex clutched it. Alex clutched it at the end and he takes pole position. There is a reason why Alex is P1 in the championship right now and he is showing. So Alex Lehu, P1, Loic Mounier, P2, Jack Mayer, P3, Jan Dragoon, P4, Alessandro Maggio, P5. Really close between the top 5. Stephen Lexell, P6, Sandeep Singh, P7, Vincent Gutt, P8, Joseph Hurler, P9, and closing out the top 10, David Fidok. P11, Florian Gaia, 12th, Matthew Spician, 13th, Giant Sikora, 14th, David Wasserman, 15th, Alexander Rogoza, 16th, Maxim Bulio, 17th, Renko Dizu, 18th, Dominic Koroshavin, 19th, Dennis Urban, P20, Tom van der Voort. And then the last four cars, Kaspar Kuritz P21, Michal Galka P22, P23 versus Miriam, P24 Davide Zanini without a lap time. So, surprises for you, Edward, for this qualifying?
I think the final pole sitter was not a huge surprise, but the manner in which he did it was a surprise because Moynier seemed to have control of that session, and who, as you said, came in clutch right at the end and just stole it away from him. Jack Mayer also got a very, very impressive time right near the end to get into third position because he was sort of 6th or 7th for most of that session. So Jack Mayer is looking very, very good for the race. And then we can't count out the likes of Dragoon and Maggio, who are sort of there or thereabouts the whole way through. And Sandeep, of course, having won in Silverstone, gotten a great lap for 7th at the end there. A little bit disappointing for Fidok, though, to only be 10th. I think he'll be expecting to come through in the race past the likes of Joe Herlock and Vincent Gutt in front of him. And a much better qualifying for Vincent than he had at Silverstone as well. So great to see the second spark back in play. And then it's really... down in the midfield, everyone fighting for every little point that they can get. So we'll have to see how that plays out now. 10-minute warm-up coming in. So I think this would be a good time to go to a break, Carlos. But on the other side, we'll be back for the 10th round of the season at Hockenheim with Alex Lahou on pole position. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to the Hockenheim ring, or round 10 of the 2024 GPVWC Superlights Championship. Qualifying has just concluded with Alex Lahou snatching pole position away from Loic Moynier. My name is Ed Hunter, alongside me Carlos Martin in the commentary box and Heigo Poom in broadcast direction, doing a fantastic job as ever. So, Carlos, you said before that you didn't think this was going to be a particularly strategy-heavy race. Are you expecting a lot of overtakes on track? Are you expecting basically that lead group, Moynier, Lahou, and Jack Mayer, to squabble with each other for the lead throughout this? Or do you expect somebody might do something different on the strategy now that we're getting into the race?
I mean, if I expect someone to do something different, it's surely Sandeep. He always is tire whispering the tires, so if someone can do something like that, it's him and probably Heigo, who is starting P10, and Sandeep is starting in a similar position. I think it was P7. So I think probably they are the ones who are doing a bit different strategy. For the rest, I expect them to just go on the attack, as we're seeing just right now in the screen, which is wild. I think this is pretty much what the race is going to be. The DRS is really, really powerful, and well, I think those two are actually Alex and Munier. And for those two, I think they will not attack each other pretty much unless they feel like any of them have a lot of pace. They are friends, and there is clearly, they want to build up, as we see, Alex pulling a Sebastian Vettel. Let's not do that in the race. But for the rest, I completely expect madness and chaos. And a lot of attacks. It's the DRS is extremely powerful. You can actually take a lot of advantage of it. Although the dirt here is also existent, you will need to push the tire a bit, but it's not like a huge deal to actually do it.
Yeah, certainly. So it'll be interesting to see which tires everyone starts on, of course, but we are pretty much expecting a conventional two-stop strategy. Maybe a couple of people going for the ones is what I would assume. But if they're really, really trying to save those tires, like you say. But yeah, as you say, Lahou, Moynier, lots of respect between the two. They're former teammates, of course, from last year in Formula Sprint 1 at what is now True North Motorsport. And of course, they've also been teammates at Team Iris elsewhere as well in other R-Factor 2 championships. So certainly they've worked together pretty closely, and they're now competing against each other. They know each other's moves. They know what to expect. They know how the other thinks in a racing situation. Especially as we saw just a few moments earlier, as David Feiduck gets a practice start in there just as the checkered flag comes out. How handy can that come in a few minutes' time? But yeah, we are potentially going to see some free wide moments, especially on that third lap, Carlos. So it's so important to keep your nose clean, and the wheels and the rear wing as well, for that matter.
Just to mention, there is two equal people on the bottom right of the screen. That's a bit weird to say, but
Coins.
That's a coincidence, maybe, or they're twins, as you mentioned.
Well, not to spoil the illusion completely, that they're all basically cardboard people, cardboard cutouts, cars. But anyway, there's some classic direction from Heigo. We needed a background image, so here we got one of all our adoring fans, or a approximation of them anyway.
I suggest for next season to actually, you are forced to place a picture of yourself and every single driver, so instead of filling with random people the cardboards, everyone is like in the grandstands GPVWC members. That would be pretty wild, to be honest.
There's a kind of yellow shit I can see 4 times in this picture.
No, there is the Ferrari guy. Guy. There is 6 times.
I know.
6 times. Jeez.
My goodness, so many.
The parents were just bringing on. Jeez.
Isn't there a race we're supposed to be preparing for, Carlos?
Yeah. Me? Oh. Nah, I'm washed. No, I'm washed. Who is your bet for today's race?
Oh. Well, I think Alex Lahou desperate to make up for Silverstone. Loic Mounier desperate to make up for having the win taken away from Silverstone. Jack Mayer desperate to make up for a slightly off round at Silverstone.
Tell me your podium. Your podium. What's your podium? Your podium for today. Come on.
I'll go Moinier, Lahou, and then Maggio, I think.
Maggio. Interesting. I think I will go pretty conservative. I'll go Alex, Loic, Jack. I think these three guys will be able to actually pull it, and they will leave behind the rest, I think, at some point. Unless something crazy happens, which I probably jinxed all of them. So let's have an awesome race.
It's a very tight hairpin for the entire field to negotiate.
Today rain was not expected, but imagine now it just shows up just out of nowhere just because I said about that. Well, yeah, I forgot to mention there is no rain expected for
If you get
today.
all the jinxes out of the way now, Carlos, nothing bad can possibly happen to any of these drivers. Which is exactly what they want. But anyway, Alex Lahou leads away the formation lap, so let's go through the grid order. Alex Lahou and Loic Mounier make up the front row from Jack Mayer and Jan Dragoon. Then it's Alessandro Maggio and Stephen Lexo on row 3. Row 4, Sandeep Singh, winner at Silverstone, ahead of Vincent Gutt. Row 5, Joseph Herlock in the second of the valets, ahead of David Feidock. Then row 6, Florian Gaia for Chaos, ahead of Jan Sikora. So good qualifying from Florian Gaia, actually, just outside the top 10. Then row 7, David Wasserman, Alexander Ragotza for Gallery 82. They desperately need some more points. Then it's the Fusion teammates of Maxime Bulliot and Remco Deseo. Dominic Kurashavin will start 17th ahead of Dennis Urban. Tom van der Voort will start 19th ahead of Kasper Kuritz. It's your top 20. And final 3 positions, Michel Galka for Gallery 82, Percy Smirin for PZZW, and Davide Zanini for TTF. Zanini, of course, failing to set a time in qualifying, so he's had to do all of his practice in the warm-up. I believe we also lost a couple of people as the grid was loading in as well, although their identity escapes me at the present moment, unfortunately.
Same for me. It will be interesting heading into turn 1. It is really tight. We didn't mention that. It's really tight, and it's really prone to things to happen, and not good things. If things happen in turn 1, it's not really good looking. But that's the really good advantage of starting P1 in this particular track. And all the advantage for Lahou, and Loic will need to manage how he approaches it. Does he close up on Jack? How does he keep the inside? As we see some drivers taking some interesting lines into the pit position, grid position, sorry. And as we see the last car lined up, which is Zanini, and we are ready to go.
Yep, there's Zanini Panini in place in 23rd position, but it's Lahou on the left, Loic Mounier on the right. Then the lights about to come on, and when they go out, the race will be underway. Who is going to make it to the first corner first? Lights out, and away we go here at the Hockenheim ring. It's Jack Mayer that's made a wonderful launch, but he's got nowhere to go except around the outside of Loic Mounier into turn 1. He's just had to run a little bit too wide over the curb then, so Lahou gets a brilliant start. Mayer breaks late into turn 2, and now into 3. He's got the inside going into Parabolica, so this is not the start that Loic Mounier would have been expecting. Jack Mayer, we believe, is on the soft compound of tyre there, so that explains why he had so much grip off the line then. And now coming into the hairpin, it's Lahou, Mayer, Mounier, Dragoon, Maggio, and look at this, Mounier going up the inside of Jack Mayer, trying to push him as wide as he can get away with on the exit of the hairpin there, and surprisingly, it looks like the entire field has made it through the hairpin cleanly, but we're still not at the end of the first lap yet, as it looks like Sandeep Singh is trying to line up Stephen Lexo in the fight for 6th just behind this lot.
Yeah, this race start was perfect actually for Alex, and he did a bit of a bad launch, as we see a lot of attacks going on through the track right now. Although in sector 3 you want to actually chill. David Wasserman really close, And Jan Dragoon, now he will be spectating. He wants to keep in the DRS. These 2 laps that there is no DRS, the important thing is no fights. You actually want to be there and just stay into it. As we mentioned previously, Loic Meunier has a bit less top speed than Jack Mayer right now. As we see, Kaspar Kuritz also attacking, and Loic Meunier is a bit behind to actually attack right now. I think they are just in a post moment to, although he might, I mean, if you want to dive, he might go for it. As we see Maxime Bilio actually attacking David Wasserman, and he will make it through. There is a lot of difference in top speed between those 2 cars. And right now, until next lap, there is contact there.
That's Zanini.
That's Zanini, no? Yeah, that's Zanini. Wow, that's without a tire. That's really weird. Oh, wow! That's...
Miram just bodies him out the way. Poor Zanini,
Wow.
He didn't know what hit him. He hit, I think, the back of one of the Alfa Sierras there, and then got barged out of the way himself before he could teleport back to the pit lane there. So pretty much a nightmare second lap there for Davide Zanini then. Luckily, his teammate Jan Sikora is still running in 11th, just behind Joseph Herlock, who lost out to David Feidok at the start. I did say Jack Mayer on the soft tyre, but of course, everyone in the top 15 started on the soft tyre, so that's not a surprise to anybody. Big surprise to me, though, Dennis Urban has gone up to 16th at the start here from 19th or 18th on the grid then. So that's great. That's a very, very strong run on the harder compounded tyre.
Really close on Lexau. I think he will do an attack. Lexau doesn't have DRS right now from Maggio, so I think this will be the really first attack from the race. And we will see, as we see on the back of the screen, Sandeep actually attacking Lexau, and he's making the move stick. This is really important. If you are not able to stick into the DRS, you will get blasted in the straights. This is really important. As we see also attacks in the back end with Kuritz and Galka actually fighting for it. This will be a really interesting race. It will be really funny. Most of the spectators will want to all the races be in this actual track compared to the previous races we had, which we were really tactical and strategic wise. This one is just full attack.
I like your description there. This will be a funny race rather than the fun race.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, for Davide Zanini, he's probably not been very funny, but for everyone else, they've certainly been enjoying themselves so far. So, Mayer is just at fastest lap of the race, just a couple of hundredths of a second quicker than Alex Lahu the previous lap. The gap 0.6 of a second. So, there will be a little bit of a DRS train forming with the top 3 then in this early phase. But Singh, crucially, as you say, getting past Lexo, who's really starting to struggle at the present moment. Then Vincent Gutt is now right behind Stephen Lexo as well on the red van as we ride on board with Ragotza in the Gallery 82, trying to get up to 12th position past Florian Gaia in the Chaos car. As we see there, that looks like Vincent Gutt diving up the inside of Lexo for 7th, and Ragotza all still side by side with Gaia. Gaia's not going to give up that easily in the Chaos car, of course, looking to stay out of Chaos. Oh, but just taps the rear wheel of Alexander Ragotza, but Ragotza holds his nerve and holds that 12th position.
Yeah, great move, great move. It was really, really close to end up in tears, but really good move also from Vincent, climbing up to 7th. This is key because you want to catch up to the top 5 right now, that they are in their own island, let's say, in race terms wise. And yeah, it's really difficult to actually pull out of this DRS. It's really powerful, but there is a lot of tire wear. The tire wear will eventually kick in, and we will see which drivers are actually overdriving the car just to keep themselves in these trains, and the ones who are actually managing properly the tires. And this is where Sandeep Singh actually excels. And right now, 1.5 seconds off this group. He will try to catch up, but he will not be in a rush. Definitely he will not be. For the rest, we see a lot of fighting, a lot of drivers close to each other. We see Feidok, he will try to pass Lexau as soon as possible, as we see a replay of the race start, and we will see Jack Mayer launching pretty nicely.
Yeah, it was the first phase of the start pretty equal, and then it's that second phase where he really gains a lot of ground around the outside, and Moynier has to go a little bit off track. But that's basically just to avoid the side of the red pen then. And then it's into turn 2. He has to make this ambitious dive to the outside, and he knows that's going to give him the inside for a parabolica here. And to be fair, Moynier tried to show his nose alongside, but wasn't quite able to pull that off, and then just had to tuck in behind. So it couldn't have gone much better for Jack Mayer in the circumstances. And this is what happened to Paul Zanini then. Oh, lost it on the brakes. And he hit the, I think that was Dominic Kurashavin. He just punted into the side, and then Miram sort of comes along and clearly didn't see the yellow flag.
Zanini, I think he had the same issues he had in Austria, I think, where he also had a similar incident in a hairpin. But yeah, we're back now to life, and we see the top 5 cars right now just heading into, well, they're recognized. There is actually right now we can fight each other if we want, but right now is not the proper moment. There is different type of strategies and ways to manage this. We see Sandeep is losing a bit of ground to this group, so probably they are just pushing a bit more, or they're just a bit faster than it. And for the rest, we're expecting maybe the first pit stops in lap 11, 12, if they go for a harder compound, let's say like a 2-stop with a hard, a medium, or even double hard maybe. If you want to go for a medium compound, you will have to go longer. So going for the medium later will actually mean that you will lose position, track position with whoever goes for the hard compound. So there is a lot to play, and if you want to be aggressive, there is still options. It's not like only one option.
Yeah, speaking of which, David Wasserman is the first to pit, getting off the soft tires after 7 laps and switching to the hards. There's the Chaos driver exiting the pit lane now.
That's
so he
very
can get
soon.
it. That's very early, so even there might have been some other issue for him as well, but that's a scheduled stop then, and this is a very, very aggressive undercut that Chaos are going for.
From this point, I don't think, well, 48 laps doing, maybe you can do one hard 28 laps maybe, and then you will still have a long way to go to finish. It is doable, but I'm not sure what is the fastest.
Yeah, I mean, we have just seen the Belgian Grand Prix where it was, well, technically won for about 5 hours until the winner got disqualified, being underrate by a one-stop strategy as well. It caught people by surprise, so maybe Wasserman's onto something, but I doubt that's going to launch him into contention for victory either way, given where he was before he pit. But anyway, you never really know. As we look at Maggio now, starting to put the pressure on Dragoon, all of them lapping very, very similarly. It's Mayer that's the fastest on track at the moment behind Lehoux, so it looks like Jack Mayer is pushing to try and snatch away the lead then. It could be that Lehoux, Moynier, Dragoon, Maggio are all starting to think about saving tyres, and then Sandeep Singh, he can sort of afford to save tyres because he's now got a 1-second gap to Vincent Gutland. So good work from Road to Formula to effectively control this race at the moment, as we see Urban on those hards now fighting Remco de Zeo for 15th.
Yeah, there is a lot of waiting right now until the pit stops will eventually happen, and then this group will be split apart and there will be no DRS trains, and then is when all the attacks will actually happen. Right now, I think this is gonna stay pretty much like this until the very first pit stops actually happen. And we're seeing Vincent losing the DRS on Sandeep as well, and there is not much attack right now. The pit length is about 18 to 19 seconds. It's a really short pit lane. Well, the reason is that you are actually cutting the last corner to and then you are also cutting the first corner, so the pit lane is the pit loss is pretty short. And as we see, Maggio is dropping out a bit of the group. I think he is.
We turned slower than Lou in the first sector, Maggio. So
maybe he did a mistake.
Or he is starting to conserve, and he's dropping into the clutches of Singh, isn't he? Only 1.6 seconds behind him now.
Yeah, maybe he did a mistake heading into turn 1, and now recovering this gap will be really difficult for Alessandro. And we will see here now a replay of Alessandro. I think this is the hairpin. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, this is what we've just seen, so it didn't look like anything.
Yeah.
A bit of a wiggle on return 2.
Yeah,
that might be just what affected his exit then.
Yeah, this is what happens when you're in the 8th to 9th, 10th range, which is the ideal range to be in the DRS. You do one mistake and you actually lose it, and now his only option, I think he will recover now the DRS. He's just almost right there. He will use a bit of push to pass to just get into that, getting dragged again. Now he didn't make it, but probably next lap you just invest a bit of push to pass to actually go for it. As we see this group of 4 right now waiting. We can see Loic and Jack actually have a bit more, it looks like, than Alex. So this is really tight racing, and Jan Dragun is also a driver who's been lately doing really good races. We can remember Barcelona, he did a really good job finishing in the podium. Right now, Silverstone finishing in the podium again. As we see Jack going a bit wide, as we see a yellow in Sector 1. I'm not entirely sure what's happened in Sector 1. Soon the strategies will start to pay in, as we see. Oh, Koroshavin.
And it's Koroshavin. So after being hit in the back by Zanini, he's completely lost it over the curb at turn 1. And luckily the car gets cleared away before any of the leaders arrive, so they can put that collision out their minds. But yeah, a very sad end to the Ukrainian drivers' race. It's not really been Koroshavin's season, has it? For Alpha Sierra, really. Down in 14th in the points. He got a 4th place at Imola, of course. But other than that, Koroshavin has really been struggling for the minor places.
Yeah, well, definitely the season has not gone his way so far, as we will see a replay of probably what happened to him. Probably the exit curve of turn 1. So we see him heading. Yeah, that curve, you either want to not touch it at all, or just really slightly, or go completely over it. You don't want to really stay in the middle position as he was, because this is where the car will actually ground the most. And yeah, this incident actually happens. We see Loic really close to Jack. Jack seems to lose a bit of ground with Alex Lehoux right now, so probably he is in danger of an attack right now from Loic Meunier. So let's see into the hairpin if Loic can actually make it. They're heading already into turn 2. Probably Jack will decide to use a bit of push to pass right now. As we see, Vincent got also getting into the DRS of Sandeep, so good pace from Vincent. And Loic is closing, but he's not close enough. He's closing a bit, but I'm pretty sure Jack is using the push to pass in a really defensive mode. And Alessandro Maggio right now is just keeping more or less the gap that he had with the guys in front, losing it even a bit further. So this excels how important the DRS is here in this track. And yeah, right now it's in range of Sandeep Singh to almost attack him. He is actually closer, Sandeep, to Maggio than what Maggio is to Jan Dragun. And now the nerves will start to happen when these people are pitting, when they are not pitting. This is interesting. You don't either want to use a lot of push to pass too early, otherwise at the end of the race, when it really matters, you will be lacking of it.
Yeah, and you don't want to use too much tyres either. I wonder, Alex Lehoux Obviously, the lap times are going to start to drop off as this stint goes on, as the softs keep wearing. But I wonder if Lahu, because he's not been in the dirty air at the front of the races, he's been saving more tyres than the others. And that's why we see Meyer struggling the most, actually. As we see Ragozza, Gaia, and Remco De Zeo enter the pit lane then for their first stops. Ragozza actually misses his box slightly in the Gallery 82. He can't afford to do that because that's going to sacrifice potentially those crucial seconds.
Yeah, those seconds are really important. And Remco and Florian, they are going for undercuts also. And this is a track where you don't really need to react to undercuts. You can stick to your strategy unless you get undercutted by 8 drivers, let's say. But you can actually not react. Ooh, as we see, Jack is P2 right now. P3, sorry.
Yeah, Monier got through, you're right.
Yeah, Monier got through. Probably happened at the airpin. You can see Jack visually, he's losing ground to all the cars. He's trying to stick there. He's struggling right now. He's struggling. By the looks of it, he's struggling with the front end a bit. Goes wide into turn 1. Remember, you have a limited times you can actually extend or cut the track, and after that you will have a drive-through penalty, and that is really costly. You want to avoid that in all manners, as we see Jan Dragoon really closing on Jack, and I don't think Jack will make it difficult because otherwise they will lose time, and Jan goes for the inside and makes it stick. Right now, almost losing the rear there. Right now, the most important thing for Jack is to be able to stick into this DRS and wait for the second stint to come as soon as possible. As we see, Sandeep also really close to Maggio right now. And yeah, this is what Sandeep right now needs if he wants to climb any further.
Yeah, so Maggio, we know, pretty hard on his tyres, and it looks like Meyer, that aggressive start coming back to bite him in this stint. So it could only be a matter of time. And look at the front right, especially on Meyer's car, not looking in particularly healthy condition, as he sees Dragoon, Moynier, and Lahu escaping up the road in front of him. So this was not part of the plan, and Spark, they might have to extend this stint anyway to make sure that they don't have to do an extra stop or extend later on as well. So here we go. This is how Meyer lost second position then. You see Loic Moynier tucks right into the slipstream, pulls out to the left, going into Mercedes, the left-hander, sorry. And he just gets to the inside before Jack Meyer can realize what's happening and defend that one.
Well, I think Jack acknowledged the situation. As we see Stephen Lexar retaking the position from Vincent, it looks like the Spark Racing team is suffering a bit of, tire issues. They seem like they push a bit more the tires, or the setup is a bit more aggressive on the tires compared to the rest of the field. Although they are really close to the leading pack there, it's not like they are really far ahead. We can see the leading pack in 2 seconds, as we saw Michel Galka. Actually, a lot of fight here right now. This is what we can expect in a few laps upcoming in the front field, as we see Jack Meyer heading into the pits. Yeah, this opens up the let's say the window for the medium. This is the window for the medium. Yeah, and he goes for the medium, as we see. Is it Maggio? I think it is Maggio. Yeah. Maggio and Vincent also going for the medium. That was a ballsy move from Spark, because you cannot stack 2 drivers, so it was pretty tight. I'm not sure if he actually lost time, as we see Maggio going ahead of the lapped car, probably versus Miriam. Yeah, probably versus Miriam. And yeah, that's right now you can choose to react or not. I think the best thing you can do is to stick to what you think it's best, because overtaking it's possible even if you are in a DRS train. Right now they just weren't playing smartly their decision making. Let's see what this group actually actually do.
Yeah, and just a word on Gary 82. I was going to say something and then my internet dropped out as
Alex
Alex Lahoo hit from the lead. There we go. But I was just going to say that was well managed from Gary 82 because Michel Gaga had started on the hards and has done 16 laps on. Ragota had pit for a set of hards, so he was on fresher tyres, so it was absolutely critical that he got through when he did. Now Beaulieu in the Fusion has got right up, but here's Alex Lahoo getting into his pit box and putting on the medium tyres then. So crucial here that he gets out ahead of Jack Mayer, and he should comfortably do so as we see Joe Herlock and David Vidot joining him.
He will. Oh, he's just right ahead of the traffic. I was not sure if he was about to pick traffic, and that's probably the reason why Loic and Jan didn't pit, because otherwise in their case
in Jack Mayer's way.
Dennis Urban, yep. Dennis Urban, who is actually just fighting a bit for the position with Jack Mayer, and Jack Mayer just goes through. He understands how important the DRS is for him in case he is struggling with the tires, and he wants to stick with that and then see. Oh, there is a front wing loss there. Is it True North car? Which one is it? Is it Vidot?
Oh, it is David Vidot.
Oh no, what happened? Oh, he just did the tire change. Oh, let's hope nothing. Oh, there is more contact. Oh wow!
Florian Geyer and Beaulieu trying to get through as well. Oh, and it looks like Remco is there trying to go at Geyer as well, and he's made it through. So Geyer losing out to both Fusions as Jan Dragoon and Sandeep Singh come into the pits, but Moynier and Stephen Lexo stay out in the red vans.
Wow, that was really close. Okay, we can see Sandeep also heading into the pits. I'm not entirely sure which tire is he actually setting, and we can see Jan Dragoon lost the DRS. I'm not sure if he had a medium compound. Cool. I'm not sure if he actually had a slow pit or something, but he lost the DRS. He's pretty far behind. As we see Loic Munier and Steven Lexau still going, so I'm expecting them to pit quite soon. So let's see what happened to David Fay. Oh, he went wide. He lost it earlier. Yeah, he lost it earlier. He lost it in the. Was he rejoining from the pits? Yeah, he was rejoining from the pits, and then he moves to the left.
Does somebody come steaming up the inside? No, there's a lapped car. Oh, is that Dennis Urban trying to get out of the way?
Way.
Oh, and he hits the back of Dennis Urban. Is it Urban or was it? No, it wasn't Urban. It was
Perseus Medium.
Sorry, Dennis. Nearly got it wrong. But that's destroyed David Vidoc's race, surely, and that's a big shame because he was looking good for a strong top 10. Now he's down in 20th, having pit for that new front wing.
Yeah, there is nothing more disappointing that a lap car ruins your race. What can I say? This is probably his frustration is over 10,000 right now. That's, as we see, Dennis Urban actually right now pitting. Loic Munier keeps going on. This is pretty interesting, I must say.
Here with both drivers.
Maybe.
And is this because Moynier knew he was basically guaranteed to get second if he just did exactly what Lahoo and Mayer did. Potentially Mayer could have undercut as well and got back through. So this is Redvan really rolling the dice, and this is only going to work if both of them do this, isn't it? Because if they get to the end and Lahoo has got to pass Lexo and Moynier, then Stephen Lexo can hold up Alex Lahoo, and that could really play into the hands of Loic Moynier.
I don't think Alex is really far from Lexo still, and he's still going. Wow. Well, he's definitely going for a one stop right now. It wouldn't make sense to just go right now, pit, go. There right before, so he's definitely going for a one stopper, but he's currently 1.3 seconds lower than Alex Lahoo right now, and the gap is around 14 seconds. He's pitted some laps ago, Alex. I'm not sure if it was 3 or 4. So he's winning a lot of time, and we can see Jan Dragoon. You pit in the lap that you don't have to pit, and he's already 2.5 seconds off from Jack Mayer and Alex, and this is how important the DRS is. Maybe he later catches up, and we see Maggio also being 2 seconds and Sandeep also being 2.6. But yeah, it looks like Redvan actually decided to go for this one stopper all together, Loic and Steven Lexau. They probably think it's the fastest. I think the hard tire is a really good tire and can give a really good performance, although it's really difficult to actually make it 35 laps. You can do it, but you need to actually take really good care of them.
Yeah, and it's fascinating that Redvan have stayed out on the softs. They seem to prefer it to the hards. Moynier was lapping the 1:19.7s. It's gone into the 1:19.9s, so they're nearly in the 1 minute 20s. Lexo is still lapping in the 1:19.7, so Steven Lexo has actually saved even more tyre life than Loic Moynier has, it would seem, at the present moment. But yeah, he's not closing, of course, significantly enough. But yeah, it could be interesting to see whether this plays out later when Redvan are on the fresher tyres, even if they just do basically an overcut strategy and come out behind everyone else but on fresher tyres and then try and overtake their way through the pack. That could be a viable two-stop option for them, even if they can't extend to do a one-stop. Sandeep Singh is also setting personal best 118.2 as he tries to catch up to Maggio, and crucially Dragoon has lost touch with Lahu and Mayer. He's now 2.1 seconds behind. So really, I think for the win at least, this is turning into Lahu versus Mayer at the moment. And at the moment, Mayer keeping the pressure on, which is exactly what he needs to do. But it depends towards the end of the stint if the hards are going to drop off just like they did.
Yeah, but I'm surprised because, well, Loki is racing really slow right now. He's just done a 20.3. That's really slow. That's 2 seconds off from what Alex is doing. So eventually he will catch you up really fast. Lexau is, as you mentioned the lap before, he's faster than Loic. So if Loic didn't save as much tires, why do you really want to stick to this? You are probably losing out on the opportunity that you had. You were in the group, you had the pace for it, and you showed that you could do it. So I think it was smart to actually go 2 or 3 laps longer. Although we will see at the end of the race, maybe he's 1000 IQing us, and we don't know what's going on. But I'm honestly really surprised with the commitment they are doing, because they didn't need to do such a commitment into these tires. So I'm expecting him to pit in this very lap. Otherwise, it's going to be really dreadful. He's losing his race here, in my opinion. In not only the race, Lexo goes in, and he had better tire than Loic, and Loic is also in the pits. Yeah, they can both pit because the gap between them is certainly big enough.
Just about.
Almost. Well, Lexa lost like half a second maybe. Well, just to remember, their pit crew is not the most developed, as we spoke before prior to the race. They have the best car, they have the most developed car, but they didn't invest as much in the pit crew as other teams did. So maybe that was the reason why they almost stuck into each other, and maybe also the reason why they went for a one stop actually. But well, right now they will need to.
Oh, and that's Moynier drifting into the side of Vincent Gutt at the hairpin there, and he's still alongside. He's going to have to let him through there. This is losing Moynier time. So
he's going to dive.
15 seconds then behind Alex Lahu when he came out of the pits. And now he goes up the inside then at Mercedes, and plenty of room left by Vincent Gutt on this occasion. He decides to think better of it there. But heart and mouth moment there. Moynier cannot afford to lose time fighting these drivers, because that could wreck his strategy.
Well, that's the mission of Vincent right now. And Vincent needs to right now. Wow, that was really wild from Loic, actually. Wow. It was Vincent who actually saved the incident. It was Vincent who saved the incident. Loic lets him go. Okay, so this speaks really good from Loic. Okay, he did the mistake. He went too deep, lost time, and he still gave up the position. So hats off to Loic. He probably lost a big chunk of time with that, but it's important to be sportsmanship behavior. It's really important. So we see Maxime Bilio going to the pits. I reckon it's for
He's
his...
done 11 laps on the medium there, and he's going to the hards.
Wait, did he already pit?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Oh, and there's Vincent now being attacked by Joseph Herlock then into the hairpin. Brilliant move from Joe Herlock there. He must have come from a long way back, but Vincent is going to take it lying down, and Joe Herlock almost tries to block the inside, leaves a small gap. And Mercedes-Benz Arena, they're going to go side by side, and it's Herlock that's got the inside for turn 10. And look just behind Jan Sikora on the soft tyres, looking to take advantage here as they go towards Mobile 1. Vincent dives up the inside, and he's not able to get through. And now Jan Sikora is going to be licking his lips here because Vincent is just being shuffled down the order.
Yeah, well, when you pit a bit earlier, this is what actually happens. Right now it's free for all, fight. There is DRS, there is no big DRS trains, so you're completely free to actually make whatever you think it's the best without being really much punished. And right now, what will be really interesting to see is what's the pace of Loic Meunier versus Alex Lehoux right now. The last lap was a bit slower from Loic. It was 1.8 tenths slower. And the only thing Alex needs to do from now till the end of the race is to actually win 8 seconds on Loic Meunier, which to me, whenever you set the fresher tires, it looks pretty doable to me. He lost, just taking in mind, 11 seconds by staying out. I think it was too big of a
time,
yeah, too big of a price to pay for a one-stopper in this case. But well, we will see. There is 30 laps to go, as the HUT is reminding us. There's still a lot of racing to pay for and to play for. So let's see.
Yeah, 52-degree track temperature, by the way. So Loic Meunier's got a difficult job just to keep those hards alive near the end, and it's the same for Stephen Lexo, who has been slowly he's gained another tenth on Jan Sikora. So Sikora, of course, who's done he started on the softs and switched to another set of softs, so he is sort of on a different strategy from everybody around him. So he's got to use the hards or the mediums and then take them to the end, surely, in his next pit stop. As we see Wasserman making his second stop. Remember, he was the first to come in. He's done 18 laps on, I think, the medium tyre. There he is again. And surely he's going hard to the end. Indeed he is. So everyone is reacting to what Loic Meunier has done. As we see Jan Sikora has got past Vincent Gut for 8th position.
Yeah, everyone is, at the end, they are reacting to the other's strategy. But I think the smartest thing to do is to just stick to yours, and unless you are slower than them and then you want to use the DRS to get dragged, otherwise just stick to yours. And here we can see Jack doing an amazing race. Right now I think he understood how to treat the tires, although we can see Jan Dragoon is approaching slowly, but he is approaching. He was 2 seconds 3 laps ago. He's right now 1.4 seconds off, so he's slightly approaching. He's got the pace. He's like in Barcelona. He's doing great, and watch out, because he pitted a bit later than Alex and Jack. He will have better tires a bit later into the stint, so opportunities might come to him. And similar case to Loic. Let's see what pace he will be able to pull. He's already a tiny bit faster than Alex Lehoux, so watch out. Race is really interesting right now. In the leading pack, it's in a moment that it's a bit of whenever they get all together, it will be massive bang. It will be a banger. This will be a banger for sure.
I remember commentating on Jan Dragoon in a Formula Sprint 1 last year when you were racing, of course, Carlos. And something that Jan was very, very good at in the reverse grid races was sort of staying out pitting later than anyone else on the soft tyres and then just making a load of overtakes in the back half of a race. He was very, very good at that. So he might be thinking of trying something along those lines here. And he's just 0.2 quicker than Alex Lahou the previous lap as well. So it looks to me like Lahou is definitely he's genuinely struggling right now under pressure from Jack Mayer.
Is he, or is he dropping already? Because it's hard to tell at this point if you actually want to let other drivers to get into your DRS right now. I think Jack is in a happy position and he's happy to be there. But if you are Alex, do you really want more drivers to get into the mix? Do you really want more drivers to contest for the race victory? Because definitely I wouldn't. Definitely I wouldn't. But you know, there is a reason why he's as we see Rogoza actually going for a move right now.
Remco's just passed. Yeah, he ran the outside of Dizzy there.
Wow, that was a wide move. Yeah.
We also got a comment in the chat from Ruben Machete himself telling us the reason Maxime Bouliot pit was because he had a spin and destroyed his tyres effectively. So that's why that second stint on the harder medium car had to be cut short. As here is Ragosa. Ragosa was actually under attack, I think, from Remco De Zeo here with the DRS. So let's see how this one plays out. Is De Zeo going to appear on the inside, on the right-hand side? Oh, Ragosa leaves plenty of room. Oh, and avoids contact as well. Well done.
That was a good defense. Yeah, well then my bad, sorry. He was under attack. And probably Remco will go for another go. And he's in attacking range right now. I think you want to spend just a tiny bit of push to pass if you want to actually make the move stick. In 6/10, maybe it's a bit too far away, but maybe doable if you really want to do it. As we see, Vincent got just right behind Sikora, going for a move through the outside. Here it's really difficult going through the outside. It's a really tight section, but definitely Vincent will have a chance in the upcoming.
Done here because he's done 40 laps on them. That's when he pit in the first stint as well. So he's just really struggling for grip there on the exit of some of these corners. Lahou just slowly being caught continuously by Jack Mayer, a 10th quicker, and Jan Dragoons has done an 18.4, a whole 4/10 quicker than Alex Lahou and 3/10 quicker than Mayer. So Dragoon is flying at the moment.
I think he had DRS the previous lap, and that's why he got like really fast. But he's clearly faster than the two guys in front.
A lap later than both of them ahead of him. 2 laps later, in fact, than
2 laps
Mayer.
than Jack. Yeah, I think if I'm Jan, I wouldn't wait. Just go for it. It's the moment to actually win track position and to lead the race. You don't want to actually wait constantly for it. If you can do it, just go for it and take the control of the race. I'm pretty sure he has the personality, the pace, and the capabilities to actually do it.
Yeah, and he's got a 4.3 second gap to Maggio behind him, so he can afford to sort of take risks here. Lahou and Mayer fighting for the championship, so they might not necessarily tooth and nail 100% if it's a move that's going to be risky in terms of contact. So yeah, let's see how aggressive Dragoon is here, but I think you're right, Carlos. Impatience is very much a virtue. Get to the front as soon as possible, especially knowing Loic Monnier is going to be a threat later on. He's 10.7 seconds now behind Alex Lahou. So he just set 118.7 there, did Loic Monnier. So lapping slightly faster again than Alex Lahou. Oh, as Dragoon gets a little wiggle on, he's he's in the toe, isn't he? He's really going to struggle.
It.
He's got the DRS on Mayer. Mayer does not have DRS from Lahou. So there we go. This is going to be a straightforward move, presumably, into the hairpin. Jan Dragoon assumes second position. Jack Mayer leaves plenty of room, tries to come back on the inside. And now Sandeep Singh is finally attacking and drifting ahead of Maggio. Maggio goes, I'll just take that back immediately. Thank you very much, Sandeep. You'll have to try better than that, my friend. And a little wiggle from Maggio. It's like, nice try. But here we go. It's not over yet. Sandeep has a little look to the outside, but again, Maggio goes to block him off and keep him at bay. Sikora has continued to fight with Vincent Gutt, despite the fact that those softs are very much past their best on Sikura's TTF.
Yeah, the softs are just right now really not into the working range, and we can see Vincent, he's losing a lot on Joseph Harlock right now, and he's already 4 seconds behind, and he will be soon in the attacking range of Steven Lexau, who is, as a reminder, going for a one-stop. And right now, Dragoon has the pace to actually catch on Alex, or if Alex was saving tires, right now, you have Dragoon 1.2 seconds off. You don't want him to get you. You actually, this is the moment that you want to push and go for it. Let's remember, Alex did 15 laps on these tires so far, and he's probably aiming to do 4 or 5 more on those. So we see Sandeep Singh, he was actually pretty far away. He probably invested a lot of P2P to surprise Magic here, and you can see how fast he's closing into it, and he went for the move. He broke, I think he actually released the brakes a bit and tried to, you know, make the dive. And here Macho, he was not happy here, but that doesn't matter.
He wasn't
Macho,
expecting to see Sandy, was he?
Nah, I'm pretty sure he expected it, but he didn't like it. He also has a lot of personality, and as we see, Sandeep is already through. Probably Macho, what he was thinking was like, you were gonna make this move anyway, maybe don't lose time. Yeah, Macho, tires are a bit on the limit, 22 laps to go. If you pit now, maybe the hard is not a bad option either way. And
Yeah,
we
he's
can
done
see
10
Dragoon
laps
is
on
not
those tires
catching.
as well, Madge. Yeah, he's just chewed through them, hasn't he? And it's really compromised his race and allowed others to take advantage. But yeah, Maya crucially getting DRS from the back of Dragoon. Dragoon has actually been dropping away from Alex Lahou now. So Lahou, has he been waiting for this moment? Let Dragoon and Maya use up their tires fighting each other, and then when Dragoon gets through, start to pull away again.
Let's see. Maybe Alex is using his push to pass to actually, he identifies this as the turning point of the race, and you want to actually prevent the Dragoon from having this DRS and preserve any attack, because then you're eliminating not one threat, the Dragoon's threat, you're also eliminating the Jax Mayer threat, because let's remember Jax was into Alex's the DRS, and right now if you prevent both things, you will actually be able to do a good result. And it was showing, because the last the previous, ooh,
And that's beauty.
Wow.
Just being stranded on the outside there in his fight there against that's Tom van der Voort and David Fidot. So Fidot recovering from the front wing off after colliding with Miriam, and then Beauty. Oh, they're just breaking so much later than Tom van der Voort, and they're struggling not to hit the back of it.
yeah, that was wild. And let's see now a replay of it. David Fidot was just in front as Tom van der Voort goes for the move. Maxime, actually, I think he was trying to brake late just to defend the position, and Fidot was not happy, not amused by it. But I mean, Kaspar Kuritz into the pits right now, probably going for the really last stop, heading into a medium compound. Yes, there you go. Just trying to finish the race as it is right now. I think anyone can just set any medium compound now and finish the race. So the question is, why they don't do it? Probably because they believe it is better to just wait to others to do the move, especially Alex. Alex has 1.9 seconds on Jan Dragoon, and if you do the move first, maybe later, if you struggle with the tires, he will be able to catch up and you're in a more difficult position. As we see Dennis Urban here struggling a bit right now in this P12. Soon with the pitting will need to happen
he went
to
from
him.
hard to soft, Urban, so that's why he's had to drag the softs a bit longer than he really wanted. And Sikora, his pit for mediums, I think, is now just pit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see Urban just making a mistake there into Mercedes and then having to back right off to let the TTF of Sikora through. So interesting developments here. Maggio has been passed by Moynier for 5th. You can see there on screen. Also, I think Alex Lahou has broken the pit window of Stephen Lexo. 23.1 seconds is the gap there. So that's why they're not pitting yet, because they only want to have to overtake Moynier. They don't want to have to overtake Lexo as well on track. So,
but the pit
Lexo's
window
is the 119 threes, and the leaders all in the low 119 zeros and 119 ones.
But the pit window is not 23 seconds here. It's around 19 seconds. It's around 19 seconds. So he has clear track. Yeah, Jack and Jan Dragon. They want this DRS from Alex right now, and that's why they pit. Alex could react right now. Ooh, no. There's no option. Alex could react to this and still keep P1. And as we see, they are just right. Yeah, they're just right behind Herlock. And as you see, they're pretty clear from Lexo. They are 2 or 3 seconds from Lexo. It's more about 19 seconds. So we see yellow in sector 3 as Vincent Gutt is pitting right now as well, copying the strategy of Jack Mayer. He was in the fight with Herlock precisely, but Herlock is just going a bit longer. As we see Dragoon going for the move. Herlock, wait, Dennis Urban is out. Is out of the race. Yeah.
The flag there. So there we go. It looks like Jan Dragoon has overtaken Joseph Herlock, but Jack Mayer has not. We also have a message in the chat from Mark who says, kind of weird that Steven is doing the one stop, because we planned him to do 2, as this is Urban trying to go in the pit. Does he lose it? Oh, on the pit entry, he just goes a little bit too wide. The softs have cried enough, and he's done a David Coulthard. David Coulthard did that one time. Like I think Adelaide early in his career. Lahou pits from the lead and comes out in 3rd, comfortably ahead of Jan Dragoon.
Yeah, he prioritizes track position and doesn't want them to actually get the DRS, and they lost time with Herlock, so he had the margin to actually pit, have an extra lap of life of tire, and then he is heading into leading the race. As we see Jan Sikora right now attacking Florian Geyer. This is important. He was on the soft tires before. He is also in the positions with Herlock and Vincent Gutt. He pitted way earlier, so he might struggle at the end. Ooh, he goes a bit too wide. This is not ideal. You want to actually pull away as much as you want from Joseph Herlock and from Vincent Gutt. Otherwise, you will struggle at the end of the race. Makes the move now with a bit of push to pass. Maybe you make it. No, you will not make it. Jan Dragoon 17.3 right now, and yeah, this is what we have left until the end of the race. Right now, Jan pushing to try to catch up on Alex, and probably using a bit of P2P and everything. Now Alex, he needs to catch up on Loic. He is 7.3 seconds behind Loic. He already is 3.5 tenths faster in Sector 1 only. So it looks pretty good for him. So we see Joseph Herlock right now going for the attack on Florian Geyer, and we remember Florian Geyer was one of the lowest top speeds right now in this race. Vincent Gutt also trying to take advantage of the situation, looking for a move, but maybe heading into the Mercedes-Benz arena. If you use boost to pass, maybe you can make it, but I think he's gonna wait for the move until the very next lap. Oh, no, he goes for it. He goes for it. He goes a bit wide. Maybe he can keep the inside. No. Well, he had to try it. I think otherwise you're waiting the whole lap, and I think unless you lose the front wing, the risk was pretty understandable. So we see Sandeep Singh going for the pits right now. he goes for the soft compound. I think this is the alternative you can do. Now he is gonna be behind Macho and Lexau.
Yep.
So yeah,
So Lexau is going to be quite slow in this stint. Maggio was setting fastest laps of the race on his first flying lap after he'd completed the outlap. He set a 1:17.178, which is flying out there. But yeah, Sandeep on those softs is going to be even faster, and he hasn't lost too much time relative to Maggio. So this has worked out well for Rotor Formula. There's Vincent Gutt now challenging Florian Gaia, who's just struggling on those mediums, isn't it? And there we go, easy as you like for Vincent Gutt. He had to wait a bit longer though than he wanted, and Joseph Herlock has escaped up the road with Jan Sakura in tow as well. The other way around, sorry, Sakura leading Herlock. But yeah, that gap between Lehoux and Moynier, Lehoux just set a 1:17.3, Moynier 1:18.6, so that's 1.3 seconds faster. The gap 4.9 seconds, and we're on lap 40 of 55, so he's got 15 laps to catch Loic Moynier. It's looking good for Alex Lehoux so far, but how much is Moynier going to fight this? And how much is Dragoon going to be able to close in? 1.7 seconds behind is Maggio fighting away with Stephen Lexau and getting on the very ragged edge of the curbs at turn 1.
Ooh, that's really close. But I'm surprised Lexau, when he pitted, he was 6 seconds off from Loic Moynier. Now he's pushed to passing, I think, trying to defend from Maggio, but I think that the defense is not... Oh, wait, did they go through wide?
Oh, and
Sandeep
Maggio's through. That's a double move. Well, effectively, he's got fast, and Singh followed him through as well. So Singh really flying on those softs. 16.9 in the first sector.
Is he going for it?
Yeah, he's going to go
Is he going for it?
Outside. Oh, hope he doesn't get pushed off by Maggio here.
Yeah, he's making it. He's making it.
Oh, fabulous move there by Sandeep Singh, and Maggio, to be fair, left just enough room. They're going to complete it through Mobile 1. Maggio's going to have to concede on the outside. And that's Sandeep Singh up to 5th. Great move, Carlos.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Completely unexpected from our side, because we were so focused on Alessandro Maggio. And this is probably one of the moves of the year. Sandeep Singh going for it. That was really risky. It could have ended in any way. But this was the way. You want to win time. You want to have the opportunity to go and catch up the group that you have in front. You set the soft tires, you take the risk, and you need to overtake as fast as you can. And this is the perfect example of it. Making it.
Yeah, 6/10 faster than Jack Mayer, even having to make the overtake on that lap. So the gap 6.66 seconds. Let's hope we haven't invoked anything there by reading that one out. But yeah, Sandeep well in the mix for 4th position here, and depends what happens up front, how much Moynier drops off near the end, how this is going to play out then. The gap 4 seconds then to Moynier and Lehoux then on lap 41 then. But yeah, Sandeep Singh absolutely flying, and now it's Joseph Herlock's turn to fight with Jan Sakura. Now that he's caught up to him, let's see what Joseph's exit's like out of the hairpin. It's not quite enough. He might be able to get in the slipstream and switch to the inside here. No, he brakes early and tries to focus on his exit from the Mercedes-Benz Arena and into Mobile 1 then.
Yeah, he will need to wait one more lap, but I think for Joseph, the only other thing you have in play for is maybe Stephen Lexau, who is, yeah, maybe he can catch him by the end of the race. Sikora is already struggling a lot with the tires, and yeah, Alex Lehoux is definitely catching on Loic Moynier right now. The question is, will Jan and Jack able to catch him? As we see Sandeep Singh taking the fastest lap of the race, and that's also another the good things of setting the soft for the last company. You take the extra point and the extra money for the fastest lap, which is important always in terms of the development. And then we can see Joseph Herlock, maybe not this time. I think you are a bit too far away to actually try to make a move right now. We'll need to wait a bit more.
I like how you're actually talking to Joseph Herlock there, as if he can hear you. Just trying to give advice to him there. But it's just the tone of third person there. But anyway, I'm getting a bit pedantic, you're right. But Sakura holding him off well at the present moment, as here is Alex Lehoux. Oh, it looks like Dragoon is pushing to catch him as well. 1:17.4 for for Jan Dragoon the previous lap. This time he sits at 1:17.6, just a tenth quicker. Yeah, Dragoon is really pushing. We've got a freeway fight for this one.
Yeah, well, I think there is a lot of laps still to go for Loic to actually be able to defend this position, but we don't know. Will the medium tires give up earlier than the hard tires, or will it be the other way? That's the question. Right now, my bet still goes on the medium compounds, although I'm very surprised, let's say, that Munier is still there. I think he will eventually finish P3, but let's see. And we see now Joseph Harlock right now. He is in attacking range, and he doesn't need to listen to me to know that. He goes for the move. Is Sikora actually gonna defend it? Ooh, I think Joseph Harlock just gave a bit too much of a room, and at the end he makes the move through. As we see Tom van der Voort also on the attack on Rogoza. Oh, ooh, was there contact? That was extremely close.
Looks like
That
Rogoza
was
was
extremely
pushing him
close.
along out of the exit. There's
Maggio's out! Maggio's out!
Has he been disconnected?
Maggio's out! No! Tell me he's not. Oh.
Yeah, he was just going through middle sector, I think. He just set a 36.6 in the middle sector, and then, as you say, so something happened. I think going into the Mercedes arena. There we go, into Mobile 1. Are we about to see a mistake, or are we about to see him get disconnected then?
This.
Oh,
Damn.
so frustrating for him and Valet. Nothing he could have done about that one. And that's a shame, because there were good points on the table that have once more gone begging for Maggio in Superlights this season. But here we go. It seems like if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck in Superlights, would he?
Yeah, I mean, he needs to sort it out. This is dragging him a bit in terms of championship points. At the end of the day, well, he will be. That's a really frustrating way to DNF, because it's a bit of, in great part, out of control. But well, you need to move on and look into the next race. While we see Jan Dragoon actually already in the DRS from Alex Lehoux, and we see Alex is also in the DRS of Loic Munier right now. This is pretty interesting three-way. If I was Jan, I would try to make it stick before Alex makes it, because otherwise you will need to wait to Alex to actually make it. I think the best chance is to not wait for Alex to make it and go for it as soon as possible. Do a surprise attack wherever you can.
Yeah, Moya knows he's been caught here, and he might start to just try and back Lehoux into Dragoon rather than trying to just escape from them, because with that DRS, they've sort of got him on the end of a string here. You're right, this is going to be fascinating, as Dragoon is absolutely pushing it out of the turn 10 there. As the rear end is just sliding around on those mediums. So he went for the mediums to try and get within DRS, didn't he? I hope that would launch him ahead and that he could just hold on with the tyre wear in the final stint of the race. But now we're getting into the final 10 laps. This is really where the race is going to be won and lost between these three drivers then. So across the line we come. Moynier, just cuts up a little bit of grass there in front of Alex Lehoux. But there you go, 10 laps to go then. Through turn 1 they go, as wide as they dare through turn 1. How much would a track limits penalty hurt all of them right now if they slipped at the final hurdle? But Lehoux, this could be his first real opportunity to make a move into the hairpin.
Yeah, he needs to make it now. He cannot wait, otherwise Dragoon will just swallow him. And he makes it easy. He makes it easy. I think Loic is completely aware on what his race it is right now. I think Loic's chance is to actually try to stick into the DRS of Alex, and if you are able to stick for the next 4 to 5 laps, maybe your tires are in a better shape at the end of the race compared to the mediums, and maybe it reopens again the chances for it.
Huge amount of respect shown there between Loic Moynier and Alex Lehoux. Let's see if Loic shows the same respect to Jan Dragoon, or if Dragoon shows him that respect in turn, because I think Jan is not going to be quite so. He's not going to get the open door shown to him, is he? He's really going to have to fight for this second position. And I really think Moynier, realistically, if Dragoon can get through, then realistically, Moynier is going to be fighting Mayer and Singh for third.
I think this is where it shows how important would those seconds that Moynier lost with, was it with Vincent? Yeah, it was with Vincent. Pay off so much because they would have catch him a bit later, like 2 or 3 laps later, and those 2-3 laps are really crucial. And you can see Sikora, it will not be so easy to overtake Loic with the DRS. It will not be so easy. Probably Loic saved all the push to pass for these very moments, and Sikora will need to attack in a very surprise way. Dragoon, sorry. Yeah, Dragoon. And he goes for the outside here. He will try to make the move stick. He will make it. Ooh! Wow, there was almost contact, but this is what Jan needed to do, because now Loic doesn't have the arrest from Alex, and he's way more vulnerable than what he was this specific lap. So I think job done. Probably you've lost the chance to actually win the race, but you will probably secure P2 right now.
First of all, he's got to make the move, even if the DRS is helping him. It's not guaranteed, as we see another battle going on. This is Van der Voort still drilling over Ragozza, and look who's catching up to the back of them. That's Remco De Zeo, as Ragozza hits wheels with Tom Van der Voort and then gets immediately on the brakes as Van der Voort goes off into the runoff at Mercedes and rejoins alongside Remco and hits you around, and they're both tangling off in the runoff there. That was a interesting rejoin from Van der Voort there, who completely missed his braking point and then sideswiped the fusion of Remco De Zeo.
Yeah, well, that was not optimal. Let's say, as we see Loic struggling on the traction, so Jan Dragoon is going to have a similar chance as he got before. He's going to close the door. He goes for the inside. Wow.
Oh, very late on the brakes there, and he just about stops it, but unfortunately goes deep enough that Loic Moynier can get back through there. Surprising that Dragoon didn't make the move going into the hairpin, actually. So he seemed to be maximizing his exit, and still he can't get through. So this is playing into the hands of Mayer now, the way that the Dragoon's getting held up here.
Indeed, this is going to the hands of Mayer. Right now, the fastest on track is still Sandeep Singh with the soft tires right now. He's catching up. He's a bit far away, still 7 seconds to go. I don't think he will be able to catch up, but if they keep at this rate, he definitely will, because they're lapping on 19.3 right now with this fighting and everything. They will probably lap faster whenever they decide to. That is the moment to have a bit of cool, for a pair of laps. So we see Michel Galka getting Heigo going through Michel Galka, so ending up in the position points. As we see again, Dragoon really close here. I think Loic learned the lesson. Maybe it's also smart to use push to pass in this area, in the Mercedes-Benz area. Otherwise, you will get an attack from Jan Dragoon. But push to pass is not unlimited. You have 80 seconds for Superlights to distribute for the whole race, and once it's over you will be in a massive disadvantage. I can also see some flat spots in the front left from that previous lockup in the previous lap in Jan Dragoon's car, but Loic is doing what he had to do. This is, as we see, David Wasserman going for the move on Remco De Zeo, and they stay as it is, P12 and P13 for now. And
Heigo passes Van der Voort. So remember, De Zeo and Van der Voort had that collision earlier, so that's why they're struggling out there, potentially with some damage from that side-on contact there. But yeah, another 2 points then for David Heigo, and that's crucial for True North, because they've really only got one car in this race.
Some more. Maybe he can win some more.
And here comes Dragoon to the outside of Moynier, slides the rears out, tries to get the exit, and still he cannot shift Loic Moynier. to the outside again. That's going to be the inside then for Mercedes. He's just got to keep his nose alongside and make sure he doesn't break way too late. But there, Loic is still checking out around the outside, and Moynier holds on to that position. So anything Dragoon's got, Moynier can dish it back in equal measure.
Wow, that's ballsy from Loic. He's making his car giga, like Alonso did in Hockenheim, in Hungary, with the Alpine, with Lewis Hamilton. Right now, he's just making the race for Alex in P1. He's got already 4-second gap, so it's really difficult for Alex to actually miss in this race. And Jack is not catching fast enough right now to actually contest for this, unless more fierce fighting is actually happening, and I'm actually enjoying this a lot. Are you enjoying it, Edward?
Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah, and I was going to make a comment about Maggio dropping out, but let's see. Dragoon gets the DRS to the inside, and there we go. Much easier alongside much earlier. I think Loic Moynier maybe just running a little push to pass, and the camera angle's a little bit deceptive there. Loic sort of showed his nose, but it was a little bit too late at that point. Dragoon up to P2. But, as you say, 4 seconds now, the gap between himself and Alex Lahou. So, unless Dragoon has an amazing final few laps here, Alex Lahou can afford to coast it home and come away with victory. You see, something has gone wrong in the final sector for somebody.
Yeah, well, here we see the different attempts that Jan Dragoon had in the previous laps. Here, whoa, wow, that was so close. And props to both drivers that they were able to race so close to each other and still no incident. That is awesome. And here, yeah, but he almost made it, to be honest. He almost made it. Those are the things you need to do, because imagine if Loic had the DRS from Alex, it would have been way more difficult. And here, even going from so far behind, I think Loic just had not pushed to pass anymore at this point. And here they go inside and outside.
Ended this one.
Loic actually going a bit too wide here. Yeah, he still managed to defend this one. And yeah, it's absolutely wild, the fight that both drivers had into this race. Jan Dragoon here not being able to make the move stick, and yeah, that was amazing. And the last overtake, you can see he's far away, but still the ERS push to pass, it's really powerful, unlike the previous tracks. And he makes a move, and I think he made a movement there, like saying, yeah, there's nothing else I've got for you. And he went wide, and he almost had another chance to go for it. And now he is in P2, 4 seconds off from Alex, and we can see Jack 1.5 seconds behind. Maybe he has the chance. Maybe. As we see Vincent Gant with Sikora. Yeah, with Sikora.
I was going to say about Jan Dragoon, the move on Moy. He sent that one into Mercedes Arena from a different postal code, let alone like a couple of car lengths behind. That was insanely late on the brakes, and lucky didn't go steaming off Tom van der Voort style into the runoff area. As you see, Rulliu has hit trouble and been passed by Casper Kuritz, I think. Oh, has he actually made another pit stop? Yeah, I think that's the fourth pit stop for Maxime onto soft type, and so he's going for
the fastest lap. Yeah,
and he's got it 16.8, and he's still fighting away with Casper Kuritz in the Alpha Sierra, but it's going to be difficult for Maxime to get any points out of this one. It looks like Kuritz is also on the softs, interestingly enough. So it looks like Alpha Sierra have the same idea, because they've just pit him, of course. But yeah, Vincent struggling to get into 8th position here. Meanwhile, Sandeep Singh is 1.8 seconds behind Jack Mayer, and it looks like Loic Moynier is only 1.5 seconds ahead of Jack Mayer as well. So we've got a freeway fight for third, just as I predicted then. And Moynier still setting personal best first sectors to try and halt the tide behind him.
Yeah, well, Jack is 5 tenths faster than Jack right now. Jack is 5 tenths faster, although last lap Loic just did his personal best, so they basically did the same lap times. I think Jack will need to actually invest everything you've got, push to pass, tires, brakes, everything, Otherwise, you will not be able to catch up on Loic. The podium is really important to actually to keep up with the championship points of Alex and Sandeep Singh. So this is really important. I think it was a great performance from Loic, because he could have chosen to actually let go Jan and lose less time and secure the P3, but he was really ambitious and he tried to also get the P2. You always have to clap for that. We want always good racing, as we see Kaspar Kuric taking the fastest lap of the race right now as well. It will be intense, but I think it will not be enough to actually to be able to get on Loic Meunier. As we see Alex Lehoux starting the last lap of the race. Do you want to take on it, Ed?
Well, of course, absolutely. So Alex Lehoux then, so he had a hold off Jan Dragoon, he had to hold off Jack Mayer, and he had to pass Loic Meunier on the one-stop strategy. And in the end, he has not put a foot wrong. And after the disappointment from the end of Silverstone, and it's been a while since he last won a race, Alex Lehoux, Spanish Grand Prix about a month ago was his previous win, and this looks like it's going to be his 5th victory of the season. There in the background's Jan Dragoon, who's done a fantastic race, Loic Meunier as well. It's Lehoux that's going to take the top honours here after a fabulous drive. Road to Formula, another win coming their way after they got it after the race to Silverstone, of course. After the penalties applied, they got their win there with Sandeep Singh, who's 5th at the moment. But it's going to be on the road here at Hockenheim. Into the stadium section comes Alex Lehoux out of Sachs curves towards Sud curve. He comes now, and the Frenchman is going to pick up his 5th victory of the season. It's victory at the German Grand Prix for Alex Lehoux and Road to Formula, a win that extends his championship lead yet further. Jan Dragoon picks up another 2nd place, his 3rd of the season, and Loic Meunier, his 2nd 3rd place in a row. Jack Mayer just misses out on the podium then. Sandeep Singh, a good strategy, gets him from 7th or 8th on the grid to 5th. And Stephen Lexo just behind, actually, is going to pick up a 6th position there. So that's exactly where he qualified. So Lexo, the one-stop, actually worked out pretty well for him. And there's Joe Herlock. He's just going to keep Vincent at bay as they cross the line then. So Vincent tried his level best, but Sakura, there we go, celebrating as he crosses the line. And why shouldn't he? That's valuable points for TTF. It's Florian Geyer that's going to round out the top 10 then. So Geyer really just stayed out of trouble and put together a very, very solid performance there. That's great to see from the German.
Yeah, good performance from all of them. Renko, and there was a wild race also in the later part of the points. Rogose's DNF? Rogose's DNF in P15? Oh my. Wait. Or probably Tom van der Voort was like lapped and then he didn't have the chance to actually go for it.
Yeah,
but
van der Voort's going in the pits on the final lap, I think, and he'd done 2 laps on the softs as well. So he was, everyone near the back end of the out of the top 15 was going for fastest lap, and then Rigoza seemed to get disconnected right at the end. So Tom van der Voort was cost himself a chance at the final point. There, Rigoza's slowing. So there was a whole
fuel. Was it fuel? Yeah, he didn't have enough fuel.
Oh, that is gutting for Gallery 82. Points have been very hard to come by this season. You can hear the fuel tank sputtering, it crying enough. And the Gallery 82 comes achingly to a halt. But luckily, if the timing screen's correct, he's still classified in 15th position then. So Gallery, it may not be 13th or 12th as he was running before the fuel started to drain away, but he is going to finish 15th with his teammate Michal Galka in 14th then. So if anything, a lucky escape for Gallery 82 there.
Yeah, I mean, this is how important it is to actually, keep trying until the end. And yeah, it shows. It was the really funny race to actually watch and to commentate. Yeah, I had some intel. I knew what to expect from this race. as we see Alex Lehoux wins the German Grand Prix in GPVWC Superlights 2024. Jan Dragon takes P2 with an amazing performance. Loic Munier with a one-stopper takes P3. Jack Mayer P4, Sendip Singh P5, Steven Lexau P6, Joseph Herlock P7, Jan Sikora P8, Vincent Gatt P9, Florian Gayet closing up the top 10. Then David Wasserman P11, Renko Deziu P12, David Fido P13 with the unlucky incident with the front wing with Perseus Miriam, Michel Galka P14, Alexander Rogoza running out of fuel in the last lap P15 closing up the scoring points, and then Tom van der Voort P16, Kasper Kuritz P17, Maxim Bulio P18, and then here all the finishers. Alessandro Macci with the disconnect P19, Denis Urban P20, and then Perseus Miriam P21, Dominic Korosharin P22, and with the lap 2 incident, Davide Zanini in P23. So, time for interviews as we wait, and we can see one driver so far in the waiting room. You take the lead.
Okay, yeah, sure. You want to do the results there, so I was sort of waiting for you to hand over. There are subtler ways to hand over than it's your turn to speak now, but okay.
It's your turn.
Right, okay then. In that case, I'm going to hand over to Stephen Lexo then. So Stephen Lexo joins us from Red Ren Racing, so let's drop him in the interview room and hear what he has to say about his 6th place finish. So, Stephen, congratulations then, Stephen, on 6th position there. Do you want to talk about your race, Stephen?
Yeah, it's been pretty boring, I guess. Wanted to
On the contrary,
wanted to do something special, as it's my home Grand Prix, and I always fail to do the one-stepper, so I just thought, yeah, why not? And that meant that I was always looking after them, just splitting the train. That was the plan from the beginning, to not have the kind of end of the top 10 have the DRS from the top guys, so I already broke it from the beginning, which worked pretty nicely. And after that, I was just looking after the tires, waving to the fans, yeah, hoping that you have a nice race.
Yeah, the race was really interesting in many areas. Do you think that the one stop was the way to go?
I have no idea, to be honest. I had a pretty tough day, so I didn't talk to anyone. I was just by myself, just chilling. Just wanted some peace, and I got that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. I'm sorry. It's just it's a very anti-racing driver sentiment. But yeah, I guess it could have been a more interesting race for you, Stephen, if Maggio hadn't been disconnected near the end. Talk to us about running long in the first stint, because you were able to get, what was it? It was a good 22 laps out of those soft tires there, and you were actually catching Loic Moynier, your teammate, more than expected, to the point that he was just leaving the box right as you came into the pits there. So was that a bit of a heart and mouth moment for you? You think you'd get a move on, or was that a moment of, well, I went a bit too fast. I did a bit too good of a job in the first stint.
I just had the tire tab open. I didn't know the gaps. I was just thinking, I didn't even know that he was in front of me. Yeah, that was a bit unexpected to see him in the pits and so close, actually. I thought that he was miles away by then, or that he even pitted. Yeah, I mean, if I was a bit closer, I could have given a little push to him to exit the pits, but I don't think that would have been great for his second stint, though. Yeah. Still, I guess, yeah, on the harder tires, I always lose time, and it's been the same here, but I don't think that I could have gotten Maggio. He's got the fresher tires. He came out in front of me, I think. Or did he come out behind? I don't know. There was a yellow car in front of me.
He might. Well, I think he might have got thrown you then, but so unlucky for him. But in terms of the teams championship, final question, Stephen. Obviously, you and Loic's got a lot of points today. I believe you're ahead of Drag Racing in 5th now, even though Dragoon took 2nd. I think you, Loic in 3rd, and you in 6th is enough points to overcome that 8-point gap there. So, what's the target then for the rest of the season? Holding on to 5th, or do you think you can do better than that in the teams table?
I mean, let's be real. We're only here because of Lurk's 2 podiums. I'm ever consistent, being
You
around
got one in
P7.
Imola.
I mean, Imola was, yeah, it seemed like I was the only one that took the grass as an opportunity. So that was pretty lucky there, the second place. Otherwise, I would have been around 7th, I think. I mean, if you look at my results, I'm always 7th or 8th or always 6th place. I'm just here to enjoy the racing, to be honest. I don't really have any big goals. I mean, P5 would be amazing, as yeah, it's our first year.
Well, congratulations, Stephen, then on your second best result of the season in your home race. So fantastically executed one stop.
Thank you.
Right, so as we let Stephen Lexo leave the commentary box, who should we invite in next, Carlos? Shall we go for his teammate Loic Moynier? Hear what he has to say?
Of course.
Sure.
So we are now joined by Red Ven's Loic Moynier, who, of course, was second on the grid and used a one-stop strategy to finish third in the end. So, Loic, we just heard from Stephen that he felt he had a bit of a lonely, boring race. I think it's quite the opposite for you. That battle with Jan Dragoon was absolutely incredible. You threw absolutely everything at keeping him behind. And to his credit, he threw absolutely everything at getting past you as well. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, well, it was unfortunately for me, it was the wrong call to stay on the one stop, but I only found out in the halfway point of the race when the gaps were getting very spread out. I thought it was going to be much closer than this, and that two stoppers would have too much traffic to make it back, but they don't. So I got called out. That happens. Very nice battle with Jan. Loved it. I really thought P2 would be on the cards, but then I ran out of push to pass going too hot in my head. And eventually at some point I just couldn't defend anymore. But he gave it a very nice run for my money there. And obviously I said it was the wrong strategy, I think, for Steven. It would be actually the right one. Because, well, he was in the mix of the traffic, so maybe a two-stopper would have been more problematic.
So, it was interesting at the end there because Alex Lahu got through relatively easily compared to Jan Dragoon. And not that I would accuse you of deliberately letting through Alex and holding up Jan to help Alex, but it did sort of feel like the two different drivers, two different outcomes. Then was it just the case that Alex was so quick that there wasn't anything you could have done today?
I knew one stop was slower, and there was no way around Alex winning this race. So he was very close to me on the straights, but just save my push to pass, let him through. And then I wanted to stick behind and use his DRS. But then he kind of dropped me out in one straight, and it led to fighting Jan. And ultimately, it didn't go the way I wanted. But my goal was to use Alex for DRS because it's easier to just stick behind the leader, not because he's my friend. If the roles were reversed, it would have been the same thing. Have a scrap with my friends for once. Like, if I can bully Alex on the racetrack, I would love to, but I don't have this. I wasn't with the right weapons today.
Fair enough, but still, nonetheless, that's your second podium in a row. And if what you told me the other night is correct, I think we're going to see you full time in FS2 pretty soon next week as well.
Yeah, why not?
Well, because you're a podium finishing driver in Superlights and Super League.
The only place I don't want to go to is FS1. So for the rest,
it's because I
bring me
comment
wherever
FS1,
you want.
So you'd run into me more often. But anyway, that's all the questions I had. Did you have anything more you wanted to say before we let you go, Loic?
Good racing today, and it's incredibly hot. Stay hydrated. Drink water. Take showers. Love you.
I think my Discord got disconnected a couple of weird. I still kept getting the picture, but Carlos kept cutting out, and I was like, okay, do I wait for myself to come in, or I just carry on like nothing happened? It was a bit weird for me. But anyway, congratulations on the podium, Loic, and we'll let you enjoy that one.
Thank you.
All right, I think we've held off for long enough. Shall we have Alex Lahu and Sandeep sing in at the same time and hear from Road to Formula? Let's do that. So we are now joined by Rotor Formula in the form of race winner Alex Lahu and 5th place finisher Sandeep Singh. So let's
Buenos
talk.
dias.
Oh.
So buenas
I am-
noches.
Bonjour. so Alex,
Oh no,
A
it's his
fantastic
birthday tomorrow.
qualifying-
Say happy birthday first.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. It's on the
Yeah.
31st. But that's like a birthday victory to me. So
Yeah.
yes, payback for Silverstone at least and at last.
Yep, certainly. I said about Silverstone, that was 42 perfect laps, followed by one slightly less than perfect lap. But you have to say, you absolutely smashed it today. Brilliant qualifying against Loic, just to pip him. And then, despite the fact that Jack Mayer got a better start, you were able to hold the lead into the first corner, control the first stint. And then when Loic tried to do the one stop, it was relatively straightforward to catch him. But there was that threat from Jan Dragoon throughout that you covered off pretty well then. I think, would that be your view on the race?
Yeah. Let's start with qualifying. Loic just getting the laps, getting P1. I had one final attempt and it stuck, just like Silverstone. On the final attempt, I managed to get pole. The start was mediocre, let's be honest. Still managed to keep the lead because Loic's start wasn't as good as well, so we managed to box Jack behind. Clears me the way into first, onto the hairpin, and then now it's game on. On the second stint, Jan Dragoon was quicker than me on the beginning of the stint, but then towards the end I was quicker, so I knew I just had to hold on to the gap outside of DRS and it would have been done. And then Loic is simply the GOAT. Just keeping Jan at bay for so long let me create the gap to him in the end, but I still created another gap from when after he overtook Loic. But what a race. I'm switching because it's like 36 degrees.
So you needed 2 teammates to actually win the race, or what is it?
Yeah, I'm washed. I'm washed.
you're washed.
I needed actual
figured
teamwork.
out. I figured out. You needed the French one to actually help you to win the race again.
Yeah, fake driver.
Well, at least you didn't put the tire off in the last lap, like in the.
Yo, hey. Yo.
That's uncalled for, Carl. I remember you opening the DRS at that same corner at Silverstone.
I will take you out in Super League cars.
Going into the wall. But to be
Yeah.
fair, you've just broken your leg recently, so maybe that's not fair either. So, okay, you
Yeah,
both have
fine.
good excuses.
Fine.
Right.
It's fine. We have friendly banter. It's all good.
Yeah,
And
it's all good.
about Sandeep, question for you. Did you consider the one stop at any point today?
Too slow. Yeah,
Too
we
slow.
tested it yesterday. Yeah,
Too
it's
slow,
like
yeah.
10 seconds. I mean, you saw today it was slower.
Yeah. It was slower. It was
Yeah.
slower, especially because there is not that much traffic, and yeah.
Well, the track times mostly because the track was freaking hot, like 52 degrees, 53. Yeah, very hot.
Yeah,
So
it's
the
definitely one of
tire
hottest-
was higher.
It's definitely one of the hottest track temps I've raced on so far in sim racing, that's for sure. But yeah, we were quite surprisingly prepared considering how little practice we did. Only did a day's work, but yeah.
Put a fantastic move on at one point when you put the softs on near the end, Sandeep. Was it on Maggio and was it Stephen Lexo as well? Where Maggio is making a
Yeah.
move on Lexo and then you just sort of appeared out of nowhere to just take both of them in one fell swoop.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the third time I've done a double overtake. Well, that doesn't count as a double overtake. But I knew I needed to get them both straight away, so I just burned my P2P. Then I had plenty saved up. But yeah, I was surprised. I mean, yeah, it was all clean racing. None of us had contact. It was good battle in the end. I enjoyed that.
And Sandeep, because we didn't acknowledge it at the end of the Silverstone broadcast, we should say congrats for winning the British Grand Prix as well. Even though you would have wanted to win it on track, it's still a legit win and your second win of the season. So a win and a 5th place. It's been a good 24 hours for you.
Yeah, this was actually an actual Bluetooth win.
That's pretty
Swear.
I really,
You
I
gotta
didn't
count it.
even know,
Wireless win.
I didn't even know Loic got protested.
Yeah, that's what
When I
I'm
got
saying.
tagged, I was like, eh?
You just knew.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know you got protested. I didn't even know they had an incident. it looked like nothing was happening till the last lap in Silverstone. So when I got the
It
win,
was
I was
because
like,
of
oh,
what
okay.
happened on lap 4, where Loic forced Maggio off at Stowe, essentially. So even though he pushed Alex off, he got you the win with that protest. So swings and roundabouts.
No, I mean,
guess.
it's like I
It
think
was
it's
planned.
more if he's going down, he was taking everyone with him. I guess probably what happened. But we've got
Okay.
Spa next time. One more race for the summer break.
That's very, very true. So I guess you guys must be looking forward to that then.
Yeah,
Alex, you lead the drivers by over 40 points now, I believe.
Yep,
And
44.
Teams Championship, it's over 100 points over Spark now, I believe. So in both
Correct.
championships,
I have a
past the
question
halfway
with that.
mark. Yeah, it's
Oh.
going superbly well.
Should we have a day? Should we skip a race, Alex? What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's just go on vacation.
I feel like last race, if we wrap it up, maybe we just put a new engine in it or something.
But it would be interesting to know what are Road to Formula plans, because if things go according like they are right now, you are in contention to win the constructors again, like you guys did last year. So is anything already planned for next year?
Carlos looking for a seat at Super League next
Oh.
season.
Mate,
What?
oh, you getting sacked?
Am I?
He's got his
Yeah.
backup plan. That's what that question is about.
All right.
Yeah, you're getting the boot.
TOP has 2 seats available apparently next season because none of them is Carlos.
I'm kidding.
Wow. Based on?
Me,
I didn't know
I am the
that.
source.
No,
You are the
like
source.
said there, that's what it's
I've-
about. I think there's a lot of heat stroke in this commentary box all of a sudden. People talking a lot of
Oh,
nonsense, including me.
I wanted to know how's the market for next year, and then I just got told I'm getting sacked. Amazing.
It's literally July and he wants to talk about the market already, man. Like,
Yeah.
He doesn't mess around, man.
I mean, did you see the Formula One market? Come on.
yeah, it's taken up already. You ain't getting a
Are
seat
you
there.
comparing me to Perez?
No, you're not
Bring
Mexican.
you to Carlos Sainz. You're going to drive for Williams next season.
Oh my.
Carlo-
Okay, I took
Only-
one win and one podium, just like Sainz did, right? Oh no. Oh no.
when actually he's got 3 wins.
Is that supposed to be a Carlos impression? That was offensive.
No.
But since
No,
you
it wasn't
supposed
at all
to be
an
the
impression.
The nerd one. The nerd
Oh,
one.
the nerd emoji
yeah,
impression, yeah.
The nerd emoji impression, yeah. Yeah.
me being out of the loop. And
Monkey
helping out.
understands monkey, so Alex and I we got along really well.
Thank you very much for talking to us. Congrats
Yeah.
on another great result. And 2 wins, I guess he's celebrating. One from Silverstone for Sandeep and one from tonight at Hockenheim for Alex Lahoo then.
Yeah,
Congratulations and best of luck for the rest of the season.
I'm gonna blow the candles. Yes.
And happy birthday for tomorrow. There we go.
Thank you
Right,
guys.
yeah. One
And
person who's been waiting patiently to talk to us,
Yeah.
and that is 10th place finisher as we let the Road to Formula guys just leave.
bye bye.
And that is Florian Gaia.
Hello, Florian.
Hello.
We're joined now by Chaos Racing's very own Florian Gaia, who had a very strong race actually, to 10th position in the end with his teammate David Wasserman, who pit very early in the race, right behind in 11th then. So, Florian, if I'm not mistaken, that is your third best result of the season. After 4 DNFs in a row, that's a great return for you.
Yeah, hello. I don't think it's my best result this year. I think it was
third best.
I was
Because you got
oh,
ninth
okay,
and
third
eighth
best.
in
Okay, okay.
China and Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. Early season form was a bit better now. Yeah, no, I think we did quite well. First laps, I lost a few positions because people think they can play bumper cars with me, and also a bit.
Chaos Racing name a bit too literally.
Yeah. They took it a bit to the heart. But yeah, no. I mean, P10, P11 is not where we want to be, but considering our car is a bit behind the others, and for some reason, like we don't really know where we lack on setup, because we see the others can attack the track much more than we can for quite a few races now. But yeah, for me personally, it's good to be back in the points after 4 DNFs. It's unfortunate, but yeah, as I said at the beginning of the season, that I got some health issues that Just won't make it easy sometimes, or all the time, really. But yeah, today it was okay.
Oh, that's really, really good to hear, because obviously we know it's not certainly not easy for you, and we appreciate you giving up your time, giving up your energy to lay it all out on the track for us. Tell us a little bit about the development for Chaos Racing and decision you made there, because you put a lot into body drag, chassis, pit crew, a little bit into diffuser and rear wing as well, and none into front wing, from what I gather. So you've got a pretty solid car, all things considered. Then.
Yeah, like we focused on a few areas we thought were the strongest really in development, and that's where we put everything we had into it. But for a few races now, we are pretty much out of R&D points. So I think what we got now is more or less what we will have towards till the end of the season. Maybe one more. I don't know. It depends how much points we got. But yeah, it is
I
what it
think
is,
that's
really.
the situation of every single team right now in Superlights. There's not like any team that has a lot of RD points at this stage. As well, Road to Formula and Spark, they were developing faster than everyone at the beginning, but they slowed down a lot, and right now they are more or less in this same situation, and I think it's pretty much even. I think it comes down to the RD tests, if you are able to complete them or not. So you are more or less gonna be like whatever the gap is right now. I think it's gonna be pretty much the same.
Yeah, I know, but I think just a few teams were a bit more clever than us, using the R&D calendar pretty much. Like, you don't have to do the full 21 days, but it's something I didn't think was necessary to, like, you can do a few tricks here and there to improve the time, or maybe like the ratio from the R&D points to the output you get in the end. If anyone knows what I mean. But yeah, it is what it is right now, and
I'm pretty sure some people don't like you saying this on stream.
I'm
Hey, who needs
I'm pretty
brains?
sure I don't give a you know what. But yeah, it is what it is, and we will. I think we're probably in a fight for P6 or P7 in the constructors, to be honest, and that's what we look to make sure we end up there. Yeah.
I'm really curious about what you said. Who do you think? Which team? I'm not gonna ask you for the trick, but which teams do you think they used this trick in Superlights?
You're pretty smart, mate. I'm not gonna answer that.
No, because if we think about the same, then we don't agree with the teams.
I'm not gonna
I
say
think
anything now.
It's okay,
I said
Florian.
enough.
Tell him after we go off stream.
This is a
Anyway.
nice off-stream conversation, no?
Yeah,
We're
I
still
guess.
on stream at the moment.
Those are
So
the
it's not-
interesting ones, you know. I have to try it. I have to try it.
We're grilling him here. We're grilling him. You be back,
No,
I'll be good cop.
Really?
So I
Yeah,
mean, who needs
grill
brains?
the grid. Next new format for GPV. Yeah.
Who needs brains when you got chance, randomness, and indeed chaos on your side, Florian? So,
Yeah.
final question. Next up, Spa-Francorchamps. You looking forward to that one? Good track for you?
Good track. Good question. I think I never really did any well here, but yeah, it's pretty much a driver's favorite for many. So it's the same for me. One more till the summer break, and then we see how it goes.
Exactly. So good luck in that fight for sixth with the likes of TTF, Fusion, and Drake that you're squabbling away with. Some great teams. So thank you very much for talking to us, Florian, and congrats on the strong result in 10th today and the good team result as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me, boys.
Look after yourself, Florian.
Yeah.
Ciao. Tschüssi.
Bye bye.
Right. So as Florian Guy leaves the commentary box, then Carlos, we're left to reflect on a fantastic victory for Alex Lahou, another second place for Jan Dragoon, and a fantastic fight between Jan and Loic Moynier for second position then. So those would probably be the main highlights, other than Sandeep Singh's amazing too-wide move on the soft tyres.
Yeah, well, that was probably the move of the race, and maybe we missed some of the moves as well because there were so many.
Carnage in the midfield as well.
Yeah. But we want all these races to be like this, and hopefully Spa is going to bring good action. Unfortunately, I will not be able to commentate on Spa because I will be on the holidays and I will not be able to be there. But I'm pretty sure you will guys enjoy really another fierceful race, to say at the very least.
Yeah, okay. So the Belgian Grand Prix, just a reminder, is on the 13th of August in Superlights. But that's not all the GPVWC action this week, because on Thursday we have got the next round of Super League, of course, still led by Jan Grankvist then. That's, of course, going to be also at the Hockenheim ring, as well as Grankvist, who won at Silverstone, has got a big lead over Tom Stevens and Mark Schluter then. So that's going to be another fascinating encounter. So make sure you join Caitlin Penny and Ryan Elliott to watch that. But that's all we've really got time for in Super Light. So congratulations, happy birthday for tomorrow to Alex Lahou, and Road to Formula on Alex's 5th victory of the season. And that puts him just one step closer to getting in a position to fight with that big championship lead going into the final stretch of the season. I've been Edward Hunter. He's been Carlos Martin. Race direction by Heigo Poom. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time for round 11 of the Superlights Championship.
See ya.